Bow-chicka-bow-wow. All right, let's see what we got today. Do. The Powerhouse CAA. That should be fun. Creative Arts Agency. Art, or basically an agency for all your most popular, famous people. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This caught my eye. Pagan Meditation. Aphrodite, Hestia, and Artemis. Okay. See what we got. Oops. All right. The Aphrodite. The birth and boring. Who is Sappho? What? Pagan Meditations. What is this? Aphrodite or Tantra. What is this book, man? Ugliness and depression. I mean, yeah, I know. I want to do the if it says sex, it's probably more interesting. And they have a lot of sexuality, sex, Aphrodite. What is Sappho? Tantra versus Aphrodite, the prostitute, the wife. Infidelity and Lying. Like, man, what is this book? Let's check out. No, what is this? Hold on. I don't know what this book is about. Someone else highlighted that. I did not. What else we got going on in here? Let's just go. Yeah, let's figure something quick out. All right, chapter 2 got a whole bunch of stuff in there. Chapter 3. Let's I'm interested. Who is Sappho, right? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? I'm curious. First, let's read this poem. The sun, hearth of tenderness and life, pours burning love over the delighted earth. And when one lies down in a valley, one smells how the earth is noble and rich in blood, how its huge breast, raised by a soul, is made of love like God and of flesh like woman, and how it contains, big with sap and rays of light, the vast swarming of all embryos, and everything grows and everything rises. O Venus, O goddess. Boo. What is this? Wait a minute. The so-called sexual revolution of our days has endeavored to remove the stain of guilt and sin with which Christianity has traditionally associated sex. It has accomplished this by removing sexuality from the domain of religion, sexuality being thus secularized, permits contraception, erotic adventure, and pleasure for the sake of pleasure. So far, so good. Wow. Sexuality as an initiation into the realm of sacred. Wow. So where was I? This is the book. What is this? This is Pagan Meditations. Where do you get meditate? Like, again, I'm sitting there thinking it's about meditating, and I'm going to learn new little tactics on how to meditate from the olden times. but this is more of a book on sex. Ugliness and depression. We have seen how the feeling of ugliness is, if not transformed into a motivation to excel, as in the case of whatever his name is, cast a shadow over the sexual experience. Wow. But what is the effect of the absence of beauty and the ignorance of Aphrodite in domains other than sexuality? For those who see a link between pleasure, beauty, and spirituality, I believe is also blah, blah, blah. Wow. Where is it? I mean, this must be for more written by a girl for a girl. Jeanette Paris, I guess. Because this little saying right here, I mean, maybe it's cool. Maybe it's for guys too, but maybe I don't think so much. Or was it? I have often seen how certain depressive states could be interpreted as a trauma of a sudden loss of beauty. When depression follows a loss of places, objects, or persons who have been loved for their beauty, one may see the return of vital energy when the afflicted person is encouraged to reconstruct the harmony and charm of his or her environment. Obviously, the degree of this sensitivity is not the same for everyone. Not everyone reacts to an environment perceived as ugly, and even the perception of something or someone or something as ugly comprises the interplay of subjectivities. People adapt to the city, and one can invoke 1,000 views of all them: ballad, stress, social isolation, income, language of a new mode of life, and so on. But most would not add to the list. The fact that the city is only beautiful for those who have the means of replacing the harmony of nature, which is lost in those cities, where a certain luxury of space and comfort which money can buy. Poverty only becomes sordid when accompanied by ugliness. Although it is true that in the country of the sun shines for everyone equally, it is not so in the city, where in crowded districts of ill-conceived buildings on the night, beauty seems inaccessible. Wow. For those who love the beautiful and the flowers, it is traumatic to lose the sight of a mountain or a sea. Okay. Wait a minute. When depression takes root, only those gestures in survival persist. Depressed person no longer develops any other time to Aphrodite, the attraction of the home, and the personal appearance deteriorate. The baby is no longer dressed up. The table is not set, and no effort is made to be charming. Activities become strictly functional, and the person is no longer interested. Wow. That's a little bit deeper than I originally thought. So, in order to really, I got me thinking. In order to give you guys I got to do a little bit more research. I got to probably read the pre-chapter Aphrodite. I got to read what that means. Don't forget, we were supposed to know who Sophia, whatever his name is. I didn't quite get that far. I got distracted, and I apologize for that. But through the essay, I'll be able to explain a lot more because I'm going to do more research, spend more time on it. But it's pretty interesting. Because what they're basically saying is, without the feeling of being sexy or attractiveness, then you kind of transform you start taking less care of your outward appearance. And it's just weird. And I guess part of it, because a lot of that hit whatever it was saying, not kind of like whatever it was saying, because I know what it was saying. It's just kind of, I'm internalizing everything right now, kind of like looking at it, because it's kind of happened to me over time. I mean, if you kind of look at my hair and my face and everything like that, but then if I kind of clean up, or if people kind of change their opinion towards me, then I look cleaner, I look nicer, and I guess less depressed. Or I don't really look at myself as being depressed. I look at myself as being focused. But maybe from the outside looking in, focused and depression could be one of the same. So again, I'm very, very curious, and want to read more.